As the heat and humidity of summer begin to bear down on the land, your youngsters will be learning to fly. In the evenings, they might share the airspace with the endangered Indiana bat, which comes to Muscatatuck in the summer to feed on the abundant insect life over the wetlands. The arrival of the blue-winged teal announces the beginning of fall. Soon, other migrants will pass over the refuge on their way south for the winter. Now, instead of mudflats, they will see expansive marshes, which have been created to provide resting and feeding areas for waterfowl, herons, and egrets. Osprey, cormorants, and sandhill cranes may also choose to break their journeys in these hospitable wetlands, while the woodlands welcome again the tiny songbirds. They will rest here to gain strength for their amazingly long migrations across the Gulf of Mexico to Central and South America. Over 250 different species of birds use Muscatatuck Refuge, and this is a common sight for them: bird watchers. Flocks of bird watchers come to see the flocks of birds, and it's an arrangement that works well for everybody. The refuge is open every day from sunrise to sunset, so that our human visitors can see the wildlife visitors when they're most active, in the early morning and evening. Here, as in every national wildlife refuge, all the plants and animals are protected and should not be harmed. In the southwest corner of the refuge, 10% of our land area is closed to the public and maintained as a waterfowl sanctuary. This area is clearly marked by signs. The tens of thousands of visitors who come each year to enjoy the wildlife and scenery of Muscatatuck are as much a part of the refuge ecosystem as all the animals and plants. In a way, we've created ideal habitats for your needs too. There are 8 hiking trails of various lengths. One starts just behind the visitor center and includes a boardwalk over the marsh where you and the wildlife can watch each other. The Chestnut Ridge Interpretive Trail is accessible to the physically challenged. And on Rehart Lake Hiking Trail, the Hackman Overlook provides an excellent view of the lake with all its varied bird life and shelter from the elements. If you prefer to drive, there are 9 miles of refuge road, including a 3-mile self-guided tour. Hunting and fishing are permitted at certain times of year, including an annual Take a Kid Fishing Day in May, which is lots of fun. While hunting and fishing, for your own safety and pleasure, please obey all the regulations and posted signs. For instance, boating is restricted to Stanfield Lake at specific times, and no motors are allowed. For those of you who want to see how the early settlers lived, a visit to Myers Cabin and Barn is a must. Built on the refuge between 1870 and 1900, these structures have been restored and furnished by volunteers. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service welcomes volunteers who want to become involved in the management of this refuge. We have people working on biological, public use, and maintenance projects. Volunteers also operate our wildlife bookstore, where you can buy wildlife guides, how-to books, and other interesting literature. For information about the volunteer program or any other aspect of the refuge, please stop at our information desk in the Visitor Center or the Refuge office. Education is one of our high priorities, and our staff is delighted to assist groups visiting the refuge. As part of the National Wildlife Refuge System, Muscatatuck is your refuge. Please tell your friends and family about this special place and explore some of the other refuges throughout the United States. We hope you enjoy places like Muscatatuck National Wildlife Refuge, where wildlife comes naturally.
A presentation of the United States Fish and Wildlife Service National Conservation Training Center.